All right, hello. So I'm just exploring because we chose to go with Next.js when we started the project, but it's the wrong choice. Like Next.js is for projects like e-commerce type of stuff where you basically want a lot of server-side rendering. You fetch data on the server and run the UI or build the UI there. But our project editor is nothing like that. It's just we want to do some server rendering in terms of the actual HTML headers and stuff. And we also want to have like a default layout, so you don't go to black screen, but you actually see like the skeleton of the project editor. But you don't need Next.js for that. And we have a lot of challenges with the router and stuff like that. And also we're falling behind. We're on Next 11, Node 16, and React 17. Now I updated to Node 18, React 18, and now trying to change it out with Vite. And I actually have something running already. Not a file, dev tool. This one. So this is, we have something called the entry client. I'm not sure how to split things up yet. Let's see, restart. And then we don't need all this stuff. Don't care about the components. Definitely not playwright, but we have server here. So we have like entry client. I'm not sure why we're not getting. Oh, I don't think I updated the actual when v2 pm add types react dom d, and I want the latest ones. Let me make things a little bit bigger. What I want to do is I want to simplify this, so it doesn't matter what endpoint you're hitting. We're actually going to render the same. We're kind of going to render the same server side. It's going to be like, well, for now it will actually just be a black screen, but it is going to be a skeleton. And then we're going to mount a component that renders null, but then when the client starts, it sets this, actually runs like an effect which sets the state to actually rendering something. I think. But what about the bundling? Because should everything be one bundle? Because that's also a way to do it. It's like we just have one bundle and we just render out everything regardless. So we render out the same thing regardless. And then on the client side, we have different dynamic imports. Well, not dynamic, but we have async imports, which represents the different pages. That would simplify, because then we can actually just keep this single endpoint. And then what we're going to do, we're going to use a client-side router instead to figure out which component do we actually want to mount on this route. And that's kind of what we want, because we don't want like different pages and stuff. We just want to render out stuff. Now the thing is that we do want different data based on the route. So there has to be some correlation between the route you're hitting. Also on server side, like it's not enough with this. We have to know what route it is to know what data we want to hydrate or pass down. I just wonder. What's the best approach here? So we could just do a very, very simple router, which just takes a path. Well, I guess that's the problem. Like here we... So what we could also do is as part of this server payload JSON, we could also inform which component to actually mount. Because the point is that this, yeah, like we have different pages now. Yeah, we even have some, oh, avatar, interesting. How are we going to do it? Oh, I think we actually need to have different routes. And then as part of that, we'll have the same entry server, but we're going to pass in the component to mount. And then each page actually renders null by default, but it has an internal set state. So whenever it actually mounts on the client, it sets that state to true, and then it actually renders out the contents. But one thing I'm a little bit unsure of is that we're actually loading a bunch of stuff. Yeah, so just to write it out. So what I'm thinking we're passing in here is like, so I have page A, for example, and then page, set page, and then we have like useDate, and then this is false, and then we have like a use effect, which will actually import the thing. Import a component, and then actually set it. I think that's the best way to do it, because then we have each page becomes its own bundle. We only load that bundle on the client side. Yeah, let's try that. Okay, so where do we need to go from here? Let's put the terminal down here. Okay, so let's try that first and see what happens. So we have entry client. Let's try to asynchronously load something and see what happens. So let's just, we have the source. Okay, let's just load something. Export on some component React FC. I am lazily loaded. Because the point is that we need the entry and they need to be the same. Like the entry server and the entry client, they actually need to be the same. And we can do that. So we can like say, let's do a div here instead. So this would normally be a skeleton. Let's see. Then we have entry server, and it should be the same. And then we don't want to do URL here. We want to actually pass the component that we want to mount. So let's just say component here. React. I can't remember the name of the component. Should it just be, should we actually just pass it as is? Yeah, I guess we can. Let's just do React element or something, and then we'll do component. So this one will actually be null. It will actually render out null. So it should like look the same, but then inside here, index m. No, wait, we're actually sorry. This is actually going to be a React component. So we're going to do this, because this is where we actually have JSX. And then we're going to say component. And then, what the hell is the type for, can do this? Okay, let's do that. And then when we do entry server, well, this is production, so we don't care about that right now. What we need to do, we need, but we don't, we don't have, how are we going to do this? Okay, I'm going to do this a little bit differently. I don't want to go into making the server TypeScript, because then I'll be spending all my time on that. But let's just do something simple. So we have pages, and one page is some component. And then we're actually going to import this. Oh, interesting. Why did it choose? This is entry. That was weird. Wait. Some component. Export some component. Why can't you find anything? What? Oh, sorry. Yeah, because I put, sorry. Source, some component. So what we can do here is like key page, key of pages, key of type of pages. And then we can say pages, page, component equals, and then we'll do component. We'll figure out how we want to do this, but just for simplicity's sake, we can now do, we have render. We don't pass URL or context, we just pass some component. And that should at least render. I'm not sure if we have, do we have the logs for this? Oh yeah, we have a terminal running. No. Here we have it. Oh, that's nice. It said I am lazily loaded. Okay, but what we actually want here is what do we actually want there? Oh. Okay, so we want a very simple, yeah, sorry, I'm messing this up. We don't actually care about this. This shouldn't render anything. This should just render this, because that's also what we're going to render the first time on the actual client. So this is just plain wrong. And this is kind of what we want to do. We want the skeleton to be the same here and here, but then we're actually going to mount something inside that skeleton. And what we're going to mount now is import some component. And let's just render since we only have one page now, but later we can actually add a router there. And then some component. Can I just refresh this now? Yeah, cool. And I think that it gives like a reconciliation. Expected server, yeah, matching. You see matching thing? And that is because currently we are just rendering this thing. But what we're going to do here, we are actually going to lazy load this thing. So what we could do is lazy load page. Yeah, no, I think every, yeah, we can create a lazy load page. And this is going to page set page use state. This is actually going to be React FC or null. And then we're going to use an effect here to actually import some component. Let's just hardcode that for now. So we're going to import some component. Then we're just going to, I'm not sure, we need to like set page. Page. I'm not sure what this is. Let's just try it. Lazy load page, and this needs to return. If we have a page, so this would be page. We have a page. We will render that, or we're going to render null. So the first time it will be null, so it will be the actual same contents. But then after we've lazily loaded the component, it should work. What is this thing? Oh, of course. Okay, so let's do actual export default there. By the way, I already love the how fast this is. Didn't I log? Oh. Yeah, and then default. Weird. Expect a string. Did you accidentally export a JSX literal instead of a component? No, I didn't do that. But it kind of looks like I did. That's interesting. What? Oh. Oh. Why is it already run? That's weird. Well, it did work. But why don't I have to... Like, this should be a component definition. It shouldn't be... Oh, I know why. We have to do it differently. It's because it's a function, and that function is like the set page has an update function, so it's calling it, which is funny. We should really be more explicit about this. So let's say page react fc, and then we'll do page, or let's say component. That's better. So if we have a page, we'll do page component, or no, that should also work. Okay, so I think this makes sense. Now what we're doing now is that we, in entry server, this will be our skeleton loader. This will render the skeleton with the current lazily loaded page inside. That makes sense for us. This is unexpected. Oh yeah, I'm not replacing the... Why am I not replacing it? Server payload JSON. Oh yeah. No, what the hell? Why doesn't it replace it? Template. I am confused. And I don't really care about fast refresh because we have such a complicated page that we really need to refresh every time we change something anyways. But I wonder why doesn't it log out? Jeg jobber litt. Hæ? Hæ? Har du lyst på sang? Ja! Ja. Jo, vær forsiktig. Ja. Jeg kan ikke få mer enn det. Nei, det er pappa sin. Det er pappa sin, ja. Jeg bare gjorde det. Hæ? Men du må... Oi, du må gå til mamma du nå. Jeg kom opp. Hæ? Du må komme opp. Au. Pappa. Jeg har stor. Hæ? Jeg har stor. Er du stor? Ja. Nei. Nei. Pappa stor. Pappas stor. Och jag pappas sin stor.
Ja.
Mm. Nej, du kan ikke få mer så.
Okay.
Men du må gå og skifte bleia di sammen med mamma, og så skal du på sykkeltur.
Ja.
Ja.
Mamma
Let's see. Why is it not replacing that string? I don't understand.
Kom da. Hos deg. Kom her nå, så går vi. Så går vi og sykler vi.
Ja, gå til mamma nå. Ses vi etterpå, Oskar. Why does it not replace? I am confused. It did. Oh, we're not getting the issue anymore. Oh, okay. Anyways, that was weird. Okay, so we got our JSON there. We got our entry lazy loading. So what we're going to try next is to actually... We're going to try to mount something. Now it gets tricky. So let's remove that one. We don't need this. Yeah, this is kind of... how do I turn? Server HMR. Excuse me. I think maybe we should just HMR false maybe. Let's see now. Okay, so what we're going to try to do now is to actually load something from the project. And maybe we could try something a little bit simpler. So we have these different pages, and we have like document. So this needs to be included in the index HTML, and then we can just do the same replacement approach. Okay, will Vite do the same? We'll see. Then we have app, which is this hellishly large thing. But this is basically just yeah, and then the router provider, that's the thing that won't be working. Like, we're not using anything from Next.js except the router, which doesn't work for us at all. How can we simplify this? Okay, let's see if we can get... Do we even care about... Like, we don't care about the font and stuff now. So let's keep document out of scope. And, like, we can have this there. just so we don't have that white screen thing. Should this format by itself? Maybe not. Okay, let's try that. So, and then we need to move this, but then we have this thing. And then this takes component, which is the actual component. So what we can try to do is just load this thing around our existing component. So we have some component, and then entry client is really, yeah, so when we have a page, then we go in and actually load all the stuff. Okay. Yeah, it's interesting, like hydrate root. We don't really care about that stuff. Okay, let's just try loading that stuff and see what happens. So maybe we could even, so this takes page props and component, and we pass it. Okay, so I think we're actually going to it's my partner. I have 24 more minutes. I wonder why. Okay. So we are actually just going to try to mount this. And see what happens. Okay, so let's import, what do we call it? Is this the default? Okay, it's the default. Import app from pages app. And if we have a page, we're going to do this one, and component would be page, and then page props is currently nothing. I'm not sure what you're complaining about. Oh yeah, next component type. Well, we don't care about that. What are you complaining? Oh yeah, we don't care about that either. Okay, what happens now? Failed to... Does this file even exist? Oh yeah. So I had Vite absolute TypeScript path plugin. There's a plugin. Yeah, Vite tsconfig tsconfig paths. So what we're gonna do is add that. Let's add it here. Wait, why isn't this terminal working? That's weird. pm add d tsconfig paths. We're going to add that to the Vite config. Like, it looks crazy that this is even going to work, but it like in my head this is going to be quite of a smooth transition. But most things are and turn out not to be. Maybe I have to restart this. Okay, great. FS workspace web. Oh fuck, we also have local packages. So we have like workspace packages. Vite PNPM workspace packages. Mm-hmm. So it should just work? Is that what it says? Hmm. Request module. Okay, this could actually just be a lack of building. Ah, I have to lock the door downstairs. Kids, they steal stuff. Be right back. Let's see. Okay, so we built those. Does it work now? Like if we can make that page run, then we've gotten a huge step further. Why does it say that? Dist index. Create GQL API. Dist index. Exports inline fragment symbol. Fuck. You need to use a name person. This error occurs when trying to import a model that does not have a default export. Instead, it has a named export. That's not true. Like, this is very frustrating. How do I clear? Oh, the button may be linked package from the same room. We don't want the text dependent. Oh. Okay. Let's try this. Because we kind of have this kind of configuration. Here as well. I think. No, this is more for transpilation. Okay, but let's add that package or those packages. So close sandbox, create GQL API. Code sandbox API. Do we just call it API? Yeah. Do we just call it API? No. Well, we call it in terms of package. We call it that. Oh. So this is. Okay, let's just try this. See what happens. We should really like build them, even though they are. Okay, interesting. We got something else now. Process is not defined. Yeah, but who's asking for it? Can I look at it? Because this is from Next. Oh, it's from the router. Okay, let's just immediately remove the router so we don't get stuck on stuff. So where's the app thing? There you are. So memo as router provider. You see all the shit we've been doing. So we're not going to do anything next. So whatever's next here, let's remove it. Well, except. Oh yeah, so this is just going to be import. Yeah, whatever. Yeah, I'm not sure about these things, why they're failing. Type chain has some properties in common with type. Yeah, that's kind of annoying. Process. But this is also next. Sentry, Next.js. Okay, let's remove that. Fuck, I guess we have to comment this out for now. Can I just do this? What else is dealing with page view tracker? I'm not sure if I actually have to restart every time. I don't think I do, but whatever. Global is not defined. The problem is when it doesn't define a global fill-in window, as Webpack does. And similar nice on this. Yeah, that's more gentle. But this isn't the actual. Wow, is this actual syntax? Yeah, global window. I think that's more appropriate. Let's try it. Ugh. But I don't understand. This is like server-side stuff. Why is that? As if we were loading this on the server, but we aren't. Request, get node request options. Like, this doesn't make any sense. Okay, let's look at module stream has been externalized for browser compare. Oh, fuck. And where the hell is that coming from? Okay, so I think we have to do this even more. Let's just try not rendering anything here. Let's just return. Okay, so it's definitely like some kind of import doing this. If I just remove all the imports. Oh, memo is not defined. So again, we have this issue where some component entry server, whatever, entry client. So I'm saying, oh, page.component. Okay, so now we have that in there. So let's just try adding one. So I know this is perfectly fine. And like all of these should be fine. So let's try dropping this one. Let's drop debug. Still got issues. These are just stuff. Convert peers. Oh yeah, environment interface. Okay, why did you fail importing environment interface? Yeah, but now we actually don't care about this. Now we can actually just import that one at least. Let's see what happens now. Public, yeah, get config. Okay, we're getting somewhere with this. Public runtime. What's that being used for? Okay. Vite environment variables. Where do we get them? Import meta.env. So we'll drop that. And we say public runtime config equals import meta.env. Was it? This is everything else, right? Oh, special. Loaded environments are also exposed. Ah, fuck. Yeah, so we basically need, oh, for fuck's sake. We need to rename them, prefix them with Vite. And I guess that's fine. Let's just do it. So let's do the same here. And then in our config, whatever. Yeah, and then it does have something. It doesn't have end, it has. That's not ideal. Okay, but let's just do, I guess, Vite environment. Add config. Yeah, and here we have build config. What's that being used for? Are they actually being used for anything? They are. But how do you grab stuff in the actual? Oh fuck, I have to go. Okay, so this is definitely more work than, well, I expected it to be more work than I thought, but and I won't get any time for this tomorrow. Yeah, fuck, like that's the problem. Like with kids, I don't have time to do these kinds of projects, which would be super helpful. Because I can't defend spending time on this currently. I have to do it like outside of work. But I don't have the time anymore. Like I get, during a weekend, I get 1 hour to code. It's like, it's so annoying. Anyways, but we should have something running after fixing these, I think. Yeah, okay, cool. We'll see. Bye for now.